Yes, I'm Stefania Pulio, your men's love and relationship consultant and hypnotherapist that is here today to talk about a great topic, another topic that's dear to my heart. But I just want to say thank you for chiming in. If you are watching this live, please push hashtag live right now, or if you're watching on the replay, don't forget to put hashtag replay. And of course, let me know your comments. Chime in if you're watching live and let us know your thoughts. Today, we have a very, I think, powerful topic that a lot of people, I think, struggle with. And I certainly know this is something that I have struggled with for a very long time, and that is giving your power away. Okay, so how do we stop giving our power away? And what is our power? What is it that makes us do this? And how can we be more conscious of not giving our power away? Because we can be in relationships where we are subtly giving our power away. We don't even know that we're doing it. Okay. And that can be, unhealthy. It's unhealthy for yourself primarily, and it's also unhealthy for the relationship. Okay. So when someone has a negative influence over any aspect of your life, what's happening is you are giving power over you. That's right. I'm going to repeat that again because this is like really got to sink in to your subconscious mind. When someone has a negative influence over any aspect of your life, you are giving them power over yourself. And that can actually hold you back. Yes, hold you back from doing, being, and achieving what it is that you want to achieve. Instead, what we should be doing, and this is what I'm going to be going through, but I'm going to give you a little recap, is what we should be doing is setting healthy boundaries with the people around us, and primarily with this, that significant other that is in our relationship, because sometimes we can quite easily be in a relationship and very easily give our power away because we want to please, because we want to make them happy, because we want to see them, we want to have them see us in a certain light, that we're supporting them and encouraging them, which is totally different than giving your power away to them. And sometimes we can get a little mixed up with that. Okay. I'm going to talk a little bit about, your values and how to, not know your values to start off with, and realize that we are always making choices. And, I know this sounds a little bit counterintuitive, but you should be doing things for you and not prove yourself to other people. Again, we can sometimes get caught up in wanting to prove ourselves, and we're giving our power away in doing so. And, sometimes when this happens, we spend a lot of time complaining and thinking about the interactions, what I should have done, what I shouldn't have done, what I should have said, what I shouldn't have said. So I don't know about you, but I have actually struggled with giving my power away of myself over to other people. And it's not always been in intimate relationships either. Okay. I know we talk about, I'm always talking about personal relationships and intimate relationships. But I think sometimes what we can do is we allow this to happen also in other relationships, whether it be work relationships, family relationships, um, you know, friends, co-workers, whatever. We can hand our power away. We can give our power away. We allow people to have power over us. So, um, I want you to understand that whenever we allow negative influence over the way whenever we allow someone whenever we allow someone to have a negative influence over the way we think, we feel, and behave, this is a form of giving away your power over to them. And sometimes, as I said earlier, it can be very subtle. Sometimes we just change, modify the way we do things or say things just to please other people. That is another form of giving your power away. All right. So when this happens, what we've got really must understand is it has a major impact on our well-being. Okay. Now, sometimes these people that have this influence, as I said, it can be very subtle and you change your ways to please them. Or sometimes they can be very major and very harsh. And sometimes you may be under, you may feel very criticized, or there is criticism in the relationship. And when there's criticism and harsh words being used, or feeling like you're always being put down, or a form of rejection is happening, it takes a very serious toll on our well-being, our health, our mental state. But either way, giving your personal power drains you of your mental strength. That mental strength you need to be your best. And this is exactly what, I guess, propelled me today to actually talk about this, because I have experienced it through my lifetime. And I've experienced it in personal relationships. I've experienced it in family dynamics. I've experienced it in work situations. And personally, myself, I have always been the type of person that, I don't like trouble. I like, easy, smooth, riding interactions with people, relationships. I used to not want to rock the boat. I used to want to, I guess, please everybody and have everyone happy around me, because if they were happy around me, then that meant I would be happy and I wouldn't be upset and everyone would be happy, right? But it doesn't work like that. Okay. And mm, not so long ago, I experienced that very same, I guess, experience, and where I felt like I allow myself to be pushed into this corner, and that I feel like I can't get out of. I feel like, there's nothing I can do. I feel like there's nothing I can say. And then what happens is, when I allow myself to do that, when I allow people to take my power, or when I hand my power over to them, um, they're not going to know any difference. They're just like saying, okay, you're giving me your power. I'm going to do whatever it is that I want to do with you, right? And whether it's, affect you emotionally, sometimes physically, mentally, spiritually as well, you feel somewhat robbed of your energies. You feel like you're being hard done by. And I have been in that situation. I've been in that situation where, unfortunately, I have been allowed myself to feel victim. And what happens, or what has happened in the past, is I get really angry. I've gotten really angry, and with that other person. And then, as I was working on myself and really shedding back and peeling back the layers, I realized that anger was not really towards them. The anger was towards myself. Yes, the anger was towards myself, because um, I realized that all I had to do was make some changes, make some changes in the way that I speak to that person, make some changes to the way that I speak to myself. Okay. The internal dialogue that I was having was not helping my situation. And when we have a negative dialogue where we feel victim, we feel like we can't do anything, we feel helpless, we are giving our power away and we're not speaking up. Okay. Um, we're not allowing that person to know what's going on within us and how to, you know, let them know how it is hurting you. Now, this is not about a discussion of letting them know how it's hurting you, because usually people that want to, stomp all over you, control you, take your power away because it makes them feel good and empowered within themselves because you are giving them, dominion over you. It's not about that. It's about you, first of all, setting healthy boundaries. Okay. Now, when you set healthy boundaries, you are allowing that person to know what is okay and what isn't okay. Okay. And this may be even as simple as when you are with someone and they are venting. Okay. They are venting about what they dislike or they're gossiping about someone else. And, they're always maybe borrowing money or borrowing your time. They are taking your time because they are unloading on you. You are giving them space, okay? And you are allowing them to do so. So it's important to set healthy boundaries. So when you speak up and say no and speak up for what it is that you need or speak up for what it is that's not okay, um, you'll find that people will stop violating your boundaries. Because when you tell them so, you also got to follow through with letting them know the consequences. I think that's key. Setting boundaries and then also following through, telling them what the consequences can be. Now, to stop giving your power away, what is really important is to stop and take responsibility for your emotions. Okay. Now, this is something that I really had to learn because I do get very emotional. I'm very passionate about people, things, situations, events, whatever. I just put my whole heart into everything. And what I was doing was I was not taking responsibility for my emotions. And what we can do sometimes is we can blame someone else for making you feel a certain way, whether it's, you say they're making me feel guilty, they're making me feel sad, they're making me feel bad. It's important that we take full responsibility for how we feel. No one makes you feel any certain way, okay? Their reaction, interaction with you can certainly jolt you, but how you feel about it is always up to you. Okay. So it's always up to us to know that and check in on our emotions, take a positive action. Sometimes when you are in that situation, changing your state is probably the best and easiest thing you can do. And for me, what I found is, um, and you've probably always heard me talk about this, is, like going to the gym, um, changing my environment, getting some fresh air. For some people, it's stopping and taking a few breaths. Whatever it is, start talking positive to yourself. Stop engaging in the conversation. Whatever it is, take action to not um, you know, be drawn into that energy, and also, I guess, taking responsibility for your emotions, because, it is very easy to allow our emotions to run wild. And have you ever had someone that just knows how to push your buttons? Yes. I'm sure we've all had someone in our lives that I say, you know, knows exactly how to push those buttons. And usually that's because they have our password. Yes. They have they know exactly your password to know how to get into your mind, how to get into your emotional, roller coaster ride that you go on. And usually, people that want to control you or want to take your power away um, will know that simply because you've handed over your power. You've given them basically your password. So, what do? Change your password. That's it. Change the way you behave around them, change the way you talk. Don't be drawn into their energy. And this is something that I really want to emphasize here. We all have energy. Imagine that, we have 24 hours of energy. Imagine it being in a cylinder, that we have X amount of energy. Where are we putting our energy? Is this energy empowering us? Is this energy we're putting into other people empowering, or is it disempowering? And I think once we stop to think and analyze and check in on ourselves as to how we feel when we're interacting with these people, we can definitely make an analysis and an accurate, you know, checklist of, okay, do I feel great or do I feel bad? Or even for some people, it can be monitoring it with a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being, fantastic, 1 being on the lower end. So check in on yourself. How do I feel after that interaction from 1 to 10? Well, if it's 10, fantastic. If it's an 8, that's great. But if it's anything below 5, you have to, I think, reassess and say, well, is this where I want to invest my time? Is this where I want to invest my energy? Now, another thing that's important, and I guess, is, when we are in relationships and, someone is having, you know, their emotional, I guess, situation, meltdown, call it whatever you want. Allow other people to be responsible for their emotions. Yes, because when they are going through something, it's important that we, as bystanders, don't take on the responsibility of other people's emotions. What we got to remember is we can't make everyone happy, and you can't make everyone mad. Okay, so you are only responsible for your emotions, and if that person is having an emotional time, right, it's important to be cognizant, that's the word I'm looking for, of how your actions affect others. Because if you are aware of that, it's not up to you to manage how other people feel, because again, you're giving your power away. All right. And sometimes those people can, be have that attachment style where they, will keep dumping on you, and I guess, using your energy, using your power to unload. And we don't want that, right? So ha- we can also be aware of giving our power away by acknowledging that we have choices. All right, we have choices whether we want to stay in an environment, in an energy, in a relationship with someone that wants to control us all the time, okay? We have choices. We can either stay in it or we can move on, all right? Acknowledging that and taking responsibility for your choices, thinking them through, is going to empower you. And say, well, if I do this, this is the consequence. If I do that, this is the consequence. Either way, empower yourself with the choice that you're making and know that it's coming from a place that that's exactly what it is that you want. And even if it is, inverted comma, the wrong choice, it doesn't matter because we can always take it as feedback. Always take it as feedback. Now, another thing that I learned that helped me, stop giving my power away was I really sat down and looked at I looked at my values. I reevaluated what my values were. And I kept reading and going over what is important to me. And I really invite you to do this. If you are struggling with giving your power away, make a list of what it is that you value, what is really dear to your heart, what is really important to you. Because when you have that and you embody that, you live it, you breathe it, you make it yours, you don't care less about what everyone else thinks. Okay? You're not going to care about what other people think. You're not going to care about other people's opinions. You are adamant about your values. You know what's important to you. You know you have clear values. You're clear on them and you are identifying everything that is important to you. And when you can do that, I think what happens is we really stand strong in that, like, really having our foundations, really letting our roots grow into firmly into what it is that we believe and what is important to us. And I think, when we can do that, we can then um, not allow anyone else to affect us. We don't allow other people to actually, um, you know, take our power, and we don't allow them to have power over ourselves. Okay. And I think that's what it is that we have to remember. And I, I always try and remember this, that no one has power over you. It's only what we allow other people to do on it, to have power over ourselves, over us. Now, this last one that I really want to, emphasize, and it's not, inverted commas, a religious thing, but I always say forgiving and moving forward is key. All right. Now, you don't, when I say forgive, you know, we don't want to hold grudges because, a grudge diminishes your life. A grudge is heavy to hang on to. And what happens is we are holding the grudge and we're wasting precious time and precious energy on rehashing the past. And particularly if it's something that hurts, you know, we are trying to rehash the past. And sometimes what we can find ourselves doing is we want to punish someone else for it. But let me tell you from experience, it doesn't work. Trying to hang on to grudges, trying to make someone else's life difficult because they have, wronged you is not the way to go, because it doesn't free you. It only holds you bound to them. And when it holds you in bondage like that, you are allowing them to have power over you. That's right. I'm going to repeat that again. When you are not forgiving and letting go, you are allowing that person to have bondage over you. So therefore, you are handing over your power to them. What we've really got to recognize is the forgiveness isn't about saying that what someone else did is okay. Okay? It's not about that at all. And it doesn't mean you have to associate with them either. Okay? If you choose to, not associate with them or exit their life and not have anything to do with them, that's nothing about that. Instead, forgiveness, okay, means you have, forgiveness instead can involve letting go of the anger. That's right. It means letting go of the anger, letting go of the poison that we are holding inside us, because that's what it is. And a famous quote, I'm sure you've heard of it, Nelson Mandela, you know, holding on to unforgiveness and anger and resentment is like drinking poison and waiting for that other person to die. When we don't forgive, we are keeping ourselves stuck in the past, in negative emotions, and you're in a negative vibration. So when you're in a negative vibration, you can't focus on the here and now. You can't focus on the positive things in your life. And you certainly can't focus on moving forward. All right? So stop giving your power away to people that don't um, that you know that don't are not entitled to your power, period. Okay, I was going to say, like, it's not even about giving your power away to people that don't deserve it. Stop giving away your energy to people that don't deserve it. Stop giving away that precious energy that lives within you, and that God-given light and spirit that lives within you. Give it to people that really deserve it, people that are struggling, people that are not trying to suck your blood, squash you like a cockroach, and who are always criticizing and trying to hold you down only because it makes them feel good. All right. So I hope this video has helped you. I hope this topic that we've spoken about has helped you. I know that I have definitely been in that situation, and it takes time. It definitely takes time to, shed those layers. It takes time to work through, I guess, you know, work through and deleting or reprogramming the subconscious mind in a way that it has no effect on you. You can actually talk about it and you can share with people, but it doesn't hold you down. It doesn't bring you down to an energy that is destructive to you and to your well-being. So, on that note, empower yourself with all the things that you want, all the beautiful things you want in your life, all the things that you desire. Look at, having a good assessment, writing down what your values are, writing down what is important to you, um, writing down where you want to invest your energy. I always say energy, particularly in relationships, is like investing your money in a bank. Where are you going to invest your money? In a term deposit that is only going to give you X amount, or in a term deposit that is going to give you double the amount? The choice is yours. Use your power to evolve grow, and be the best version of yourself. I'm Stefania Pulio from the Gentleman Square. And if you have any questions at all and you want to, DM me, ask me anything, I'm here to help you. I'm here to be of service. And I will definitely answer all your questions. But before you go, be sure to subscribe to my channel, of course. Press like, share it with your friends. And of course, I will see you very, very soon. Until next time, I send you love and I send you passion. Bye for now.